Hello everyone, I'm McKenna from MagicEars. Welcome teachers and future teachers. We're just going to walk through how to use the new platform. So the first thing we need to do is log in. You will have received your login from MagicEars. Once you log in, you'll be able to see that you have a class starting. You'll also be able to see any classes that you are ready to have previewed. Previewing a class is not only required, but it is also very important to your teaching ability. It will help you get better ratings as you prepare and preview more in advance to give you ample amounts of time to research and think about how you would like to properly teach this lesson. You are only able to preview a lesson if the class is more than 10 minutes in advance to starting. Once you are within the 10-minute marker of starting your class, you are now able to do the join class. You are no longer able to preview that class. So it is very important that you preview the classes more than 10 minutes in advance to your class starting. Once you click preview, you will enter the classroom. Be sure, however, that if you are close to starting class, you must exit the preview classroom and rejoin the class. This is a requirement because if you do not exit the preview class, you are in the incorrect class. You will not see your students. However, we're going to enter our preview class and get ready to teach. So now we can see all the functions that we will see later on. Be sure to always use the over arrow. Now, again, click the video button in the real classroom. I suggest watching it all the way through so you know how long to plan for, as well as what your students are going to be hearing and seeing. Now you can see the teacher directions on the side. This is very important to be looking over before your class. You do not want to be surprised by anything that is in the teacher directions. And we want to make sure our teachers are all teaching the same way. So do not forget to read the teacher directions and follow them. It is the bare minimum of what is required of you. But feel free to above and beyond and use those extensions. For instance, you could have a conversation by dragging the students up here. Put student 1's camera right here, student 2's camera right here, and have them talk together. Student 1 say, "Hi," and student 2 say, "Hello." This is an extension conversation. We always support extension conversations as long as you are going within the allotted time. Now, as you continue to go through, make sure that you are prepared with every page. Know what functions you can and cannot use, as well as what functions are expected of your students to be able to use and not use. Now, once you are ready and class is about to start, we want to hit the X, close it out, and now enter our real classroom with the Join Class button. We ask that you enter the classroom 10 minutes in advance, unless you have a previous class. If you're in a certain amount of time, within 10 minutes, this dialog box will pop up and say the class will start in X amount of minutes. Please enter the classroom in advance. All you have to do is click enter. Here it will load the classroom. There's many functional tools that we have, one of which is the flash pen. So unless you have the pen clicked, you have a flash pen, which as soon as you let go and unclick the flash pen, it disappears. So if you would like to use that to show something temporarily, such as I want to point out the E temporarily, I can circle it and then it will disappear. If I would prefer to use the actual pen and leave it on there, I click the pen button, which is now highlighted in purple to show that I can currently use the pen. This allows me to draw around the board without it disappearing. Now, I have writing here. If I did not want the writing here, I can select the Clear All button. That removes all of the writing from the PowerPoint slide. The next button right here, this is the one-on-one button. For the one-on-one function, we can use that in our introductions. For instance, hello Hannah, how are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now I want to talk to Aaron. I click on Aaron's picture and bring him up. That brings Hannah back down and leaves Aaron up at the top. So now I can talk to Aaron one-on-one. Hello, Aaron. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm happy.
Wonderful. We also use the one-on-one function so that we can make corrections for the student's speech. For instance, I would like to correct Aaron's pronunciation of apple. He is not pronouncing his L's correctly, so I will want to emphasize the L. Apple, apple. Can you say apple?
Apple.
There we go. Very good. Corrections are very important to our parents, so don't let them continue to speak incorrectly. And once we're done, we select that same button and it grays back out. The next function is the award function. Now this trophy awards all of the students in the class at the same time. You can see down below that they only have 0 awards. But once we click the button, it'll award them all 1 trophy. Our last one is the mute all function, which I have them all muted. So if I click it, it unmutes them, and when I click it, it'll turn purple and remute them all. This is especially helpful in listening to songs and watching videos. Now let's talk about the individual functions. As you can see on Hannah's, there is a little microphone right here. This shows whether or not she can speak and how loud she is speaking. Right now there are no bars showing that she isn't talking. But Hannah, can I have you say hello?
Hello, teacher.
Perfect. You can see that the bars move up as she continues to talk. If I do not want her to be able to speak, I can click that button, and now it shows that just she is muted, where Aaron and Rocky can continue to speak. Now, the next function
Hello.
is the pen. Hannah, Aaron, and Rocky can all use the pen right now. They're all able to circle. Can you guys circle the sun for me? Oh, wonderful! So, if I don't want them to be able to circle or use the pen, all I have to do is click it, and it turns to a red cross through the pen. And that stops them from being able to use the pen function. The next function is the camera function. You can click this and it will turn off the camera for the other students. The only ones that can see her is myself as the teacher as well as her. Aaron and Rocky cannot see her. We use the off-camera function in very rare instances, but they are extreme instances and need to make sure that they are taken care of. We turn off a student's camera if there is an instance such as nudity. Now I can continue to see Hannah's window, so I know when the problem has solved itself. When that problem has solved itself, I can turn back on her camera and the other students may now see her. Now, if I want to give just an individual award, let's say Aaron was performing very well, I click the award button down by Aaron's name, and it gives just him an award. Now it shows that Rocky has 1 award, Aaron has 2 awards, and Hannah has 1 award. This helps you keep track of how many awards you're giving throughout the lesson. Now, if a problem arises, you may have to click Help. Up here, it has many options. I can't see, hear, the student can't hear or see. I can't see the courseware, there's bad noise, or another option. So if I click I can't see the student, it pops up a list of the students. If I could not see Rocky, I would click Rocky's name and submit OK. Now this sends a message over to the supervisors and the tech team. They're able to fix this while you continue on with class. So we are on page 1, and that shows in the top left corner that we are on 1 out of 32 pages. Make sure you are watching this as well as the timer very well. We need to make sure we're finishing all of the content within the 25-minute allotted time. This timer shows that we are already 16 minutes into class. That means that we have 9 minutes left of class. So if we're on page 1, we're in trouble. We always need to be clicking the over arrow, unless there is a video or a speaker button right here. In that case, we need to always play the video as well as all the sound files. There are no exceptions to this. Make sure you're watching the teacher directions because you may have to click elsewhere for a slide as well. To play the video, we're going to mute all, like this, and select the play video button up here.
Hello, 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 how are you? Hello, hello.
It will go until it's over, and then you can continue on to the next page. Be sure to unmute all the students so that they can continue to talk. Over here, you can see the teacher directions. I am able to see this while the students are unable to see this. And it says, have students repeat together. So Rocky, Aaron, and Hannah, can you say hi?
Hi.
Very good. And hello.
Hello.
Great job! Now to move on to one of our games. As you can see on this page, the students are automatically deauthorized, but on our next page, which is a game page, their pens become authorized without having to click anything. So, first we want to read the word what. Can you guys read this with me? What?
What?
Great! And then click the over button. When you click this button, it will get prepared for the game part. They're now able to circle the what pictures. Very good. So they've got 1 and there's 2. Now they will be able to continue to circle unless you deauthorize them down here or move on to the next page where it automatically deauthorizes them. So with this page, we want to ask the students how to spell name. So everyone together, let's spell name. We have N, A, M, E. Can you spell that for me, Rocky, Hannah, and Aaron?
N A M E.
Perfect. Now by clicking the over button, it moves the word name right there. Click it again, and it brings the correct letters up to finish the word. On this page, the teacher is not allowed to use the pen. However, the students can still select. So for this game, they click the first number 1 in the top left corner, and then they click the word 1. Can you guys select that for me? Thank you, Aaron. And they get a correction. And it makes a trophy sound when they get it correct. They can continue to do this all the way until their little scoreboards down here are completely filled out with the correct answer. We're also able to move the students and ourselves up. So if we would like to have, during the role play, Aaron and Hannah talk to one another, we place their windows on the image of the student 1 and student 2. This allows them to interact. In this situation, where we have an odd number of students, I would be able to interact with Rocky. I could move Rocky down as student 1 and myself as student 2. This allows us to interact together and give each student equal opportunity. We are using TPR. But because the camera is zoomed in, you're going to have to use hand signals near your face, such as good job, or can I hear you, or say. Be sure that you are using a lot of these signals to help students understand as well as have a desire to participate with you. Thank you, everyone. I hope your lessons go well. Good luck.